Australian banknotes are among the safest in the world. To keep them that way, many innovative features are designed to make the notes clearly more secure. Banknotes are printed on polymer, a type plastic, and they have a distinctive feel. A genuine note should return back to shape after it is scrunched up. There are multiple security features in the clear top-to-bottom window. Three-dimensional images are in some notes. There are images that are only visible under UV light, and microprint in several locations. Newer notes have raised bumps that assist the vision impaired. Now, let's take a look at the famous Australians that are featured on each note. Let's have a look at the $50 banknote. David Unaipon was an Aboriginal Australian who is famous for his handheld tool for shearing sheep. He was born at the Point Macleay mission in South Australia in 1872. His father was an evangelist. David believed in both traditional Aboriginal and Christian spirituality. In 1909 he developed and patented a modified handpiece for shearing. He was the first published Australian Aboriginal writer. It was while he was travelling through southern Australia that he started to compile a collection of stories about Aboriginal cultures and customs. He applied for patents for as many as 19 inventions. In 1914, he theorized the helicopter, 22 years before it was made. He got the idea from how a boomerang moved through the air and applied this to his design. Throughout his life he argued in favor of equal rights for black and white Australians. He passed away on the 7th of February, 1967, at the age of 95. In recognition to his contributions, David Unaipon features on the Australian $50 note. The portrait is based on a photo taken in 1938. Some of the design and security features include an open book, a black swan, the Raucan Church at Point Macleay and Wattle. Other features include images based on his Aboriginal ancestry. Tiny text is located in multiple locations on the banknote. This text includes excerpts from his book. Edith Cowan was born in 1861 on a remote sheep station in Western Australia. When she was 7, her mother died while giving birth. Soon afterwards she was sent to boarding school in Perth and then to live with her grandmother. At the age of 18 she married James Cowan, who later became a magistrate. She was a social reformer who worked for the rights and welfare of women and children. She was one of the first women to serve on a local board of education. She helped to found the Children's Protection Society. She then lobbied to create a children's court. In 1915 she was appointed to the bench of the new court and continued in this position for 18 years. As a co-founder, she established the King Edward Memorial Hospital for Women in 1916. She fought against domestic issues and spoke openly about many health problems that affected women. Edith is best known as the first Australian woman politician elected to the Western Australia Legislative Assembly in 1921. Throughout her life she was the founder and co-founder of the Karrakatta Club, the Royal Western Australian Historical Society, the Women's Service Guild and the National Council of Women of Australia. Edith passed away aged 70 on the 9th of June, 1932. Edith is honoured on the Australian $50 note. The portrait is based on a 1929 photo. Some of the features are an open book in the clear window, an image of a cracked gumnut brooch, as entry into Parliament as a woman was a tough nut to crack. The 1923 Women's Legal Status Act was one of her most important achievements during her term in Parliament. The King Edward Memorial Hospital, a much-needed women's and maternity hospital. The image is of the original building known as Harvey House. Finally, there is tiny text in multiple locations on the banknote. The text includes excerpts of her maiden speech in Parliament.